And Scott Martin now, Chief Investment Officer, Kingsview Partners, asset management firm, and also a contributor for Fox Business. Scott, nice to see you. I see you on Skype. You're looking handsome as ever. So welcome to
it must be the Skype filter I'm using, so don't take it too seriously.
Keep it up, okay? The FDIC chairman is now saying that banks are safe amid the pandemic. It's just crossing right now. Here is Jerome Powell on the Today Show earlier today, the Fed chair. Watch.
At a certain point, we will get the spread of the virus under control, and at that time, confidence will return, businesses will open again, people will come back to work. So you may well see significant rises in unemployment, significant declines in economic activity, but there can also be a good rebound on the other side of that, and that's actually one of the main things we're trying to do by assuring the flow of credit in the economy and keeping rates low, is to assure that that rebound, when it does come, is as vigorous as possible.
I tell you, Scott, I watched that this morning. It was a long way from Alan Greenspan. I understood what he was saying. His message was that at the Fed, we've got the back of everyone in the country. That was a really strong message. But he also said we may well be in a recession as of right now. So go ahead with your analysis, Scott.
Yes, and it's a different message, Bill, than frankly we saw in 2007 and 2008 when everybody thought the banks were okay as well, but also said, hey, there's no problems here. We only need to stimulate just a little bit. We only need to stimulate, say, the subprime mortgage market, when in reality it was a much bigger problem, even into the prime mortgages, than it was originally just subprime. So to me, the fact that the administration, the Federal Reserve, other executives on Wall Street have come out and said, we realize this is a big problem. We're shutting down the entire economy. There's going to be massive effects on both business and the consumers. So we will do whatever it takes, whatever amount it takes to backstop some of these problems that are occurring, I think shows you that this time it is different in the sense of the rescue packages are here to be an actual benefactor of the economy.
What I heard him saying, Scott, is that we will be there for the U.S. of A. I mean, it was a strong message. The Fed chair never does a morning news program, right? I don't know if that's ever happened before. I'm going back decades. However, you look at this unemployment number, that's a lot of pain out there, Scott. And at the moment, we don't know how deep it runs. What's your sense of that?
It runs pretty deep and pretty wide, Bill. I mean, it spreads throughout all sectors of the economy, which is scary. But I'll tell you what's funny is that the stock market already knows that data. The stock market already knows that the unemployment rate is going to tick up above 10%. The stock market already knows that jobless claims are going to be in the millions. The stock market already knows GDP is going to be down 10+% in the second quarter, which are the 3 quarters to come here after we close out the first quarter at the end of March. So to me, the market is already kind of looking forward to that hope that you've talked about all hour with respect to what happens after we get rid of the virus. And that's really where the stimulus, I think, comes in big here, because provided the money that's being voted on for the U.S. consumers and certainly U.S. businesses, provided that money shows up quickly and shows up strongly, I think allows us to bounce back faster than a lot of people originally thought we would.
Okay, last question then. When you hear the president talking about Easter Sunday, you're in Chicago, right? I am. How goes it there now?
It's a little scary. I mean, as an anecdote, Bill, I was afraid to be out today, and I was just going to work. I was checking on the firm and the office location, getting mail, and we've got our mayor that's coming out saying that they'll cite people, possibly arrest them if they're seen out doing, say, non-essential tasks. So things are locked down pretty hard, but we're looking forward to April or May when we can actually get out and support these local businesses.
Thank you, Scott. Scott Martin, what a day it is. Thank you, sir, for being with us. Take care there in Chicago. Thank you, Scott.